Perfect. Top of this piece of paper, if you write the word sequence. Sequence. Sequence was how we actually started out last year. Remember what the word we wrote for sequence? Nobody has the last year's notes? It is an ordered list of numbers. An ordered list. Or a pattern. Or a pattern. And you'll remember that because it's something to do, something like this. 5, 10, 15, blank, 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 dot, dot, dot. What numbers would go in those blanks? Charlie says 20, and then 25, and then 30. You can kind of get the gist of that there. All right, that's one. What about this one? 5, 10, 20, 40, comma, blank, blank, dot, dot, dot. What would be the next ones in that pattern? Ethan?
70.
It is not 70. Interestingly enough. Sam?
80.
80. And then John?
160.
160. Now, what is the difference in these two patterns? This one, what did you do to get to the next number? You were adding. In this one, you were
Multiplying by 2.
multiplying. So you got to be careful. You've got a multiplication sequence there, and you've got an addition sequence there, and never the twain shall meet. And I think that's it for that part of the thing. Oh, no, not yet. And do not forget that these are, when you have a sequence, each individual item there is called a term. So this would be the first term of the sequence. And then this would be the second term. And the third term. Fourth term, and so on and so on. So if I asked you what is the sixth term of that sequence, what would it be? What would be the sixth term of that one? The sixth term would be, Ephraim?
30.
Yeah, 30, because it is first term, second term, third, fourth, fifth, sixth term. So get used to that terminology. Sixth term. Perfect. Now, blank piece of paper again. And on top of this one, write scales. If you would, write the word scales. And a lot of times, especially for math books, like when they talk about scales, they like to show, which we never have anymore, the old-fashioned thermometer. Why did we quit using the old-fashioned thermometer? Does anybody know? Why did we quit using thermometers, Connor?
Because there's mercury in it.
Yeah, they got all sorts of dangerous stuff. We used to love to play with that dangerous stuff, but now we got too dangerous to play with, so I guess we're all better off without it. What is the deal with scales? When you see scales, the first thing you have to do is, here's the important thing, is you need to figure out what each mark stands for. Because not always is each mark worth just one little thing. For example, if my thermometer goes up to here, blow that up really big so you can see it. Okay, you need to figure out how much is that right there. It is not 10, 11, 12, or 13 degrees there. How many degrees is it, and how do you know? How many degrees is it, and how do you know, Ethan?
60 degrees, because there's only 4 marks, so that,
How does 4 get you that?
because every little mark means +2.
Alright, every little mark is +2, but how did you figure that out? You have to remember here that it's not so much the marks that matter so much as the spaces. Count spaces. And by that I mean this. You know between 10 and 20, okay, there's only 4 marks between 10 and 20, but there are how many spaces between 10 and 20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So between 10 and 20 stands for 10 degrees, and each space, or there are 5 spaces, so each space has to be 2 degrees, because this would be 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So each space, and that's the same way with anything. When you're looking at something, be careful with the tick marks, because, you know, there's more than that or less than that. The spaces are the important thing in there. Just make sure you look at those. Another example would be this, you know, a speedometer of a car, or let's maybe do even a scale. Let's say here's your scale. That's a nice looking scale. And this is 0 pounds, and this is 10 pounds, and this is 20 pounds, and this one is 30 pounds, and then there's just one little mark right there. If the little arrow, when you stepped on the scale, which would never happen because I think you're a little heavier than this, let's say the little arrow points to that number right there, how much does that weigh? Chloe?
15 pounds.
15. Why? Because each mark is worth 5. Because 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. Or, we could redo it again. What if there were little marks there? And this pointed to, can we even do that? Gosh, that you can't even do that, can you? Well, you could, it'd be fractions. You better not do that, it would mess us all up. 10 pounds. What if we did? I won't go there. Maybe we should look at one here in the book there. Oh yeah, open up your books to page 52. Look at page 52, please. A couple things on page 52. Are you with me on page 52?
Yeah.
First things first, letter C. Practice letter C. It says, think of a whole number, double that number, then add 1 to the answer. Is the final number even or odd? What number did they tell you to use, Ronnie Johnson? What number does it say to use for letter C?
It tells you to use 1, add 1 to.
What number is it telling you to add 1 to? Think of a whole number, double that number, then add 1 to it. What number are you adding 1 to? The number that you doubled, right? But what number did you double? Chloe,
10.
does it say 10?
No, I said any.
Oh, did you say any? Yes, it's any number. If they don't tell you the specific number, you get to pick the number, and it doesn't gonna matter. Your answer's still gonna be right. Let's say you pick 7. You take 7 and double it. What do you get? 14. If you add 1 to 14, what do you get? 15. Is 15 odd or even? Odd. But you're gonna say, well, what if I would have picked 8? Well, if you take 8 and double it, you get 16, and add 1 to it, you get, guess what you get? It doesn't matter, so don't get confused. When it doesn't tell you the exact number, you get to pick the number you use. You could have picked 0 and doubled it and added 1 instead of the right answer. Now, what about letter D? They give you the 2 scales there in Fahrenheit and Celsius. Again, we use Fahrenheit because we are old and stingy. Celsius is what the rest of the world. That thermometer reads what? Let's do Fahrenheit first. How many degrees Fahrenheit is that? How many degrees Fahrenheit is that? Sam?
72.
It is 72. How do you know? Because there are 5 spaces between 70 and 80, so each space must represent 2 degrees. But that's not the case for, or maybe it is the case for that. How many degrees Celsius is it? Trav, you were going to...
20.
On the Celsius side, how many spaces are there between 20 and 30?
21.
Nope, there'd have to be 10 spaces if that one's good for 21. How many spaces is that? You ain't looking at the Celsius side, not looking at the Fahrenheit part. Ephraim,
22.
why do you know it's 22?
Because there's 5 spaces.
Yeah, there are 5 spaces in each space. Must mean 2 degrees. So 22 degrees is like 72 degrees. That doesn't seem quite right. One last one. Look at problem number 4. Let's just see there. What number is that scale pointing to on page 53, problem number 4? How many pounds is that? Charlie?
154.
It is 154 because there are 5 spaces between 150 and 155. Each one does mean 1 pound in that case. So you are well on your